Hello, and welcome to K-Tech Designs. My name is Seth. Welcome to this tutorial on how to make an iPhone X skin case with FreeCAD. In this video, I'll demonstrate the use of the support sketch command so that we can reuse our iPhone 6s model. Since I do not own an iPhone X, nor do I know someone who could loan me one, I will be using a drawing that I found on the internet to get the required dimensions for the skin case. Here's a quick look at the drawing I'll be referencing throughout the video. And with that, let's get started. Okay, so I've opened up the iPhone 6s model. I did a video on this previously, that's video 2. And what I'm going to show you is how we can actually reuse this model to match the dimensions of an iPhone X case. The style is going to be pretty much the same, so I won't be changing sizes of radii or anything like that. Okay, so the way we're going to make this work is by using this set the support of a sketch tool. As you know, if you've used FreeCAD more than once, when you make edits to features in the tree, earlier features in the tree, it's going to mess up downstream features because they all reference named edges, named faces, and those names change. You actually do have some of that happen in SolidWorks, but the repair process is way better in SolidWorks. But this is pretty close. Alright, so in order for this to work, we actually do have to delete the Boolean feature. So let's go ahead and delete that. Now you see it split it back up into the two separate bodies. What we're going to want to do is delete pretty much all of these features, but we'll keep the sketches. Alright, that's fine. You can see that they're still hanging out. So let's start with updating the pad. Let's go ahead and hide that so we can see what we're working with. This new dimension should be 63.25. This should be 135.8. And our radius is 7. These dimensions I pulled from the provided drawing. Let me pull that up quick. Okay, so here's the sketch. Here's the drawing. So 63.5. Right, here it is. Active area. So I added a little cushion to that dimension. I'm using the active area on the drawing to drive my dimensions. The 135.8 comes from this 135.7. Close that. Now you can see what happens when we update things, but don't worry about that. We want to edit our pad, and it's now 8 millimeters thick. Let's go to our additive pipe and edit that sketch. This is now 8 millimeters, and this is now 63.25. Close that. With that, this pad should have updated. I think the issue is when this additive pipe is smaller than this pad, the face name must be one of those corner faces, and so it gets confused. But once you update the pipe, it reattaches properly. I'm just going to show the sketch quick, make sure that it is updated. Since we used this copy geometry in the previous example, we can see that it brings up the dimensions from the copied geometry even when you change it. The pad should not need to be changed. Let's change the outer case dimensions now. This should be 8.8. That stays the same. And this becomes 74.25. We can leave those there for now. We'll update those shortly. So now let's activate our body. Select our Boolean operation. Add that inner body. Set to cut. Click OK, and I forgot to update that, so let's do that quick. The overall length of the case pad is actually 146.8. Okay, that looks good. Now we want to move all of these sketches below the Boolean. So I'm going to right click, move object after another object, and select Boolean. So that moves those down. Okay, now that those are all moved, let me see which sketch this was. Okay, so that's the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the bottom face, set the support of a sketch, select the sketch I want it to be the support of, which is sketch 4. The method to attach this is the current suggested, which is correct. Click OK. Now you can see that the sketch moved to this face. So we're going to do that for the rest of these. Okay, so this is the bottom face. That one may not even need updating. Let's see what it says. This is sketch 5. Okay, that worked. Let's go to the next sketch. So this is the power button. Jeez. Try that again. That's good enough. Select our face. Select the tool. We're working on sketch 6. That face suggested, that's correct. And I'm pretty sure this is the ringer and the up and down button, or the volume up and down buttons. So we select our face, tool, sketch 7. Excellent. Now this one is happy, and that's because we modeled this on the XZ plane, which is the midplane here. And so we don't need to do anything with that except for change the length dimension here, which is now 73.4. That looks correct. Click close. All right, so that saved us a lot of work. Now all we need to do is cut those. Create our cut pockets. Before I do that, let me see what happens if I add that fillet back in. If that causes confusion or not. Right, it doesn't because it's after those sketches. So that's fine, I guess. And then we want to put our fillet on here as well. All right. So now let's go ahead and update this sketch. So on the iPhone 10, there is no longer a 3.5mm jack. So we need to get rid of those. This dimension stays the same. This changes a little bit. This is now 13mm, and its distance is 23.935 to be exact. This should change to 8. Make sure that those are centered properly. And then what I'm going to do is select this slot, select this axis, and mirror that slot. I'm going to grab the two endpoints here, grab that plane, and make those symmetric. And then finally, I'm going to make these two equal. Now that that's updated, well, let's go ahead and update the rest of the sketches. So this one changes a lot. It becomes 30.4, and this slot, I'm gonna just delete these. We have to rotate this slot horizontally. See if I can grab that vertical constraint there. All right, and now I need to select this and make it horizontal, and this one horizontal as well. All right, and why doesn't it like that? Probably this dimension here, because that's a vertical linear dimension. This diameter changes to 12 millimeters. Those are still equal, so that's good. The slot length is 13. So now all we need to do is set our distance. 23.85. Bring that over here. And 53.515. Okay. Our next sketch to update is the power button. This distance becomes 30.395. The slot length is 15. That stays the same. This, of course, needs to be 8. Close that. I believe we're on sketch 8. No, we don't need to do that one. We've already updated that. Sketch 7. Those stay the same. We're just updating that. So just update that to 8 millimeters. And your sketches are all done. Let's go ahead and make those pockets then. 5 millimeters is okay. And finally this one, which is symmetric at 8 millimeters. Let's add back in our chamfer. 1.3. That looks good. Looks like we might need to update something there, so let's see what happened. You know what? I wonder if I forgot to update this. Yes, I did. That should be 8 millimeters. I'm sure that chamfer is not happy, so we'll just delete it. It's easy enough. Add it back in. 1.3. We'll do 1.5 if it lets me. It does not. 1.3 it is. Add in the rest of our corners. Okay. That looks fantastic. I believe all we have to do is add in our small 0.5 millimeter fillets on the selected edges here. And then we add in our chamfer to these cutouts. Okay, that's it. That wasn't too bad. We were able to reuse existing work so that we could save ourselves some time. We use this tool to reattach our sketches, and that wasn't too bad. Alright, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please leave a like if you liked it. Please leave a comment and let me know what you thought. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.